depends on the quality of the scale. There are some that are very expensive that can be more accurate. Moderate Carb Maven. Opinion on smart scales that show muscle percentage and fat percentage. I don't use them often. They're not that accurate. Might give you a ballpark. But a lot of those bioelectrical impedance depends on how much water you've been consuming. It's an approximation. I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't place a bet on it. But it can give you an idea of where you're at. If you step on a scale, it's going to tell you how much it pulls you into the earth. But I wouldn't rest your progress and your confidence in your success based on those types of numbers. Especially if it depends on the quality of the scale. There are some that are very expensive that can be more accurate, but there's always a percentage error unless you're actually getting professional body fat scans and assessments. I mean, there's nothing wrong with stepping on a scale. It's just that scales got so much focus over the last several decades. It's been the scale, it's been the scale, it's been the scale. And then all of a sudden everyone shifts to body fat percentage and body fat, body fat, body fat. These are just different aspects to pay attention to. So you can look at the scale, you can look at circumferential measurements, you measure around your waist, your arm, etc., and also body fat composition. So all those things you need those numbers and you need that context, of course, pictures before and afters, but also taking it from the same distance with the same clothes on, same lighting, same time of day. A lot of these things have to do with the repeatability of these tests. So if you have different people measuring you and different people doing each test, one person doing caliper measurements, then you have another person doing caliper measurements in a couple more weeks, and you have another person, there's less consistency there because people are going to do it in a different way. So you want to have the same person doing it the same way, the same situation. You want to keep as many variables the same as possible. So it doesn't mean you can't get an idea, but you don't want to put a stamp and be like, this is where I'm at. This is my official percentage. This is 100% accurate. It might give you an idea, but if you're splitting hairs, that's not the best way to track your progress.